Hello ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here, back with more Let's Play Shining Force Resurrection of the Dark Dragon. I lied. I went through this fight several times, and, power leveled some. I would continue power leveling, but this one fight in particular, this one go-through of this, pissed me off so much that I said, screw it, I want to be done with this game. And when that happens, there's a problem. So, the first couple of Chimera that you have to fight, the first two that come down here, I could not hit them worth a damn. At all. They dodged 5 attacks in a row, they take no damage from fire, so tail is useless. I was able to do some damage with Henri's new bolt spell, but the fact that 5 attacks in a row, that I could not touch these two Chimera. That's bad, that's piss poor game design. You should not, whatever random number generator you're using for attack versus defense for a to hit modifier, that should not happen, especially since I am of the level that I'm supposed to be here. At least for most of these people. Like, I can kind of understand Musashi being level 8. He's a little behind, but actually he's not, given how this game functions. I've actually gotten a couple, I got a comment about a couple of really good characters that I'm not using. You know, I'm not using, Domingo, or Ernest, or any of the, because by the time with the amount of power leveling that I've put into this, the amount of time it would take to make them useful is not worth the effort. It's not. Unless you want to play the random number generator that is this game. If you want to take every random chance you can, then it's not too bad. But I don't like the habit of losing people left and right because of lucky hits, poor AI programming, or I just can't seem to hit it for whatever reason. So, yeah. I'm just looking forward to being done with this game, and I might not be, because I may lose this fight because Max may just die, because I can't get to him in time to do anything. Because all of these monsters, see, they dodge more than they freaking should, and it's pissing me off. There is no justifiable reason for it to be this difficult to survive this fight. All of these creatures, the Chimera, the Cerberus, everything has a ranged attack that ignores defense. Everything has a ranged attack in general now. Like this guy, he's gonna walk over, he's gonna shoot Max, Max is dead. Oh, Max survives. Do I get a turn with someone who can actually heal Max? There's Musashi. I can't heal him. Well, no, can he heal Max? Do I have something that can heal Max? I do. So let's heal Max so that Max doesn't die because of all of these ignored defense shots that he's taken to the face. I just... I've had a couple of conversations with friends about this game about, hey, this is, you know, this is a good game, and, you know, if this were my first introduction to a Shining Force game, I would not have come back to the rest of the series. And the comments are mostly made of, oh, well, they fixed some things, but they broke some others. That's really not acceptable. Ever. If you don't know what you're doing with this type of game, don't do it. Don't go in and say, oh, I'm going to make a strategy game, and then have no idea what you're actually doing, because you just mess things up. Adding magic resistance to this was pathetic, because then it makes all of your first and second level spells useless. Meaning you're constantly having to worry about MP management. Which in this section of the game, if I want to do just a little bit of damage, it doesn't matter if I want to do just a little bit of damage to anyone, I should be able to do a little bit of damage regardless. But Blaze 1 and 2 are useless against half the monsters on this map alone. I'm dumbfounded. I have an entire caster who is next to useless right now, and I have no idea how to handle that. That's just it blows my mind. I had a topic that I wanted to talk about coming into this video, and I'm just again dumbfounded by this game. I can't understand it. I really want to meet the oh, we got another quick. That's a good thing. I got a couple of quick chickens off this fight because the Chimera can drop it at random. So it's not all a loss for doing this as many times as I have. But I do want to meet the dev team who worked on this game, and I really want to ask them questions of why did you not fix these problems that were apparent in the original? Why did you add this when all it does is make the game needlessly more complicated, and because of that complication it becomes difficult not in a game design way but in a broken mechanic way. So anyway, I'm done rambling about it. I've spent the last 8 minutes rambling about it pretty much, so I'm done. I will let it go. I will just be almost done with the game, and I will be happy about that. So the topic that I wanted to talk about is the weather again. Like, I talked about the weather at the beginning of summer because, well, not at the beginning of summer, but in the summer because my computer fried. It got so hot, my computer fried. And this isn't a new development. This is, you guys have heard about this one before. But now the weather has dropped. The temperature has dropped. We're still in hurricane season in my neck of the woods, which kinda sucks, because, you know, hurricanes suck. At least they are when they hit you in the face, like Xylo did, and randomly one-shotted a blue dragon. But we've gotten to the time of the year where it's the weather's getting a little chilly. It's getting really comfortable, and I love this time of year. Fall is my favorite time of year. I used to hate fall. I used to hate fall with a passion, but not anymore. Nowadays, I love fall. It's there are just no words. The temperature drop, the change in leaves. The days still have that. It feels a little bit longer. I love it. I do love fall. Once you get into winter, where it starts, you know, going backward, where the days are incredibly short, I can't stand. And ranged ice attack that ignores defense. Anyway, I'm done. No, I said I wasn't going to say anything. I'm not. Anyway, now that it's starting to get fall here, I'm looking forward to all of the fall events that I normally do. Like, I normally go to West Virginia. We're talking about going to see friends in Virginia. We've already done a lot of traveling this year, so it's going to be kind of rough regardless. But definitely looking forward to, you know, Halloween. Oh God, I love Halloween. Halloween was my dad's favorite holiday for the longest time because he could go all out and just be as strange and silly as he wanted to be, and we would do all sorts of over-the-top decorations. 43 points of damage. That's okay. So if I can get a critical attack and one-shot anything, I should not be threatened by these monsters as much as I am. That's my personal take on this school of game design. But anyway, I keep going back to it. I'm so sorry for just bitching about this game. I've never been this frustrated with a strategy RPG. Because most of the time I can figure out the mechanics, I can figure out, okay, this is how it's supposed to work. Here, I'm literally that meme of the dog at the computer. It's like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm making shit up as I go along. But, fall weather is great, and then by this time of the year we start getting information of what's going to be, especially gaming-wise, what's going to be leaked for the holiday season. What's coming out, you know, for Christmas. And I love that. It's like when I was a kid, this time of year was always one of the best things ever, because this is when advertising companies ramped it the hell up. There were more commercials than shows when I was growing up. If you were watching a half-hour show, I guarantee you at least 16 minutes of that was what was commercials. Nowadays, not so much so. It doesn't. Granted, I could just be older, and there was a time a couple of years ago when. Alright, so that's the first fight. The next fight is we have to fight Ramladu. Like, back to back. So if we aggress, we have to fight all of this over again. So, yay. And it's just him? No. No, there's a trick to this fight, I know that. Let's see what happens, shall we? It's gonna be one of those fights. Unless it can't just be Ramladu. I mean, he looks beastly, but it's not just him. I know it's not. We're gonna get reinforcements somewhere. But there were a couple of years ago, when I was in my early 20s, like 21, 22, where the toy commercials that were out were just fantastic. I was blown away by, like, holy crap, I wish I had that when I was a kid, sort of deal. And I was actually insanely jealous of kids these days. The past couple of years, not so much. So, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. Alright, we have step level 3 for 40 MP, and it raises your movement by a ton. So I can actually hit that group. I mean, I could just use step 2 and hit even more people with an even larger movement range. We're gonna do that. Step is broken. Step and attack are both broken. So I kind of want to have enough MP to use both. But it's actually got me thinking. I got lost on YouTube the other day looking at. Oh, holy crap! They're behind me. I missed that. I missed that entirely. That's not good. I got lost on YouTube looking at all of the commercials from, like, the 90s, thinking, oh my god, I wish I had these things, that would be so awesome. Alright, we've got to... We're just gonna turn right back around and say to hell with all of you. Because that's not gonna happen. But I've forgotten how cool the toys were when I was a kid. Like I remember my next door neighbor, who was my best friend at the time, got for Christmas he got a copy of Donkey Kong Country. This was the year that it came out, so it had come out, you know, the month, I think like the month before, because it came out really close to the holiday season. And he was ecstatic by it. I was ecstatic too. That was one of the games to have. He also got a RC car called a Scorcher, which had 6 wheels. That was one of the first to have independent forward-backward control. So you had the left thumbstick was forward-backward, the right thumbstick was forward-backward for the right wheels, and left wheels and right, that sort of thing. Instead of most of the other ones at the time were you had one controller that was forward, one that was back, or I'm trying to think how it is. You had one controller, which is typically like the left side, which was forward and backward for both wheels, and then the right controller was the wheels would turn left or right on a normal axis. So it was a very interesting car. I don't remember what game I got for Christmas that year. I think I got a bunch of Game Gear games, because I focused on my Game Gear a lot more than my my Genesis for a long time, which was kind of silly of me, but it was portable, and my family we'd go all over the place, so I always wanted to have games that I could play. So I had the Genesis I had the Game Gear versions of everything, which basically meant I had a portable Mega Drive, because the Game Gear was Mega Drive technology. I have no idea where you're going or what you're doing. This is freaking me out just a little bit. They're not attacking me in any way, shape, or form. So I'm gonna kill these things before they get too close. I got an RC car that I've been trying to look for. I've been trying to look for any information on it. It was called a Night Trax. I believe it was K-N-I-G-H-T, and Trax were spelled with a X because it was, you know, the 90s and it was supposed to be edgy. But I couldn't keep the RC car because the area that we were in, its RC signal, it had 2 channels, just in case, but both of its channels were messed up due to proximity of, I guess, radio stations. Because we were near, like, 3 major radio stations at the time, so it's like, okay, whoops. It didn't work, so we had to get rid of that, and I got another one that was alright. I forget what it was called, though. But I was very impressed with Donkey Kong Country. That was the game to have. And I don't know why, I just get the feeling that game commercials just don't do it for me anymore. Like I read gaming articles to figure out if it's a game that there's a game that I actually want to buy. It's a little weird, isn't it? Alright, I can no longer attack with her. that's gonna be next to useless. So I'm just gonna kill one of them with Blaze 3. But yeah, I'm gonna talk more about this in the next video because I'm gonna record that one right after this. And I feel like I spent too much time at the beginning of this one just bitching. So I wanna fix that and not be just a complete douche who bitches about the games that he's LPing. So I'm gonna kill these guys, and I will be back in just a moment for the next installment, and I will see you guys then. So till then, later everyone.